A guy in rural Mississippi would go out every weekend to the swamp by the Pearl River. No expensive sprays, nothing chemical. He'd come home without a single sting. The secret? He rubbed leaves from a plant that grew by the roadside, the same plant that the USDA, the United States Department of Agriculture, tested and confirmed decades later. It really works. But when the results came out, the chemical industry was already making $500 million a year from DT, and the knowledge of the ancients remained buried. If this is your first time here, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any secrets the industry tries to keep hidden. Two groups. Same field, same summer. A trail area in eastern Tennessee, July, peak mosquito season. One group with off, DEET 25%, $12 a can. The other with an extract of a plant picked for free by the trail side. 3 hours later, those who used the plant had 78% fewer bites. Those who used off? Similar results, but with that, synthetic smell on the skin all day. The plant is American beautyberry, Calicarpa americana. It grows wild from eastern Texas to northern Florida, across the Georgia plains, and up the Appalachians to South Carolina. On any trail in the Gulf Coast or Great Smoky Mountains National Park, you'll pass it without noticing. Those small purple berries clustered around the branch, unmistakable. The old farmers of Mississippi and Alabama knew this for generations. At harvest time, when the humid heat of the Louisiana bayou turned into a mosquito feast, they rubbed the crushed leaves on themselves and their horses. A tradition that the Cherokee in Tennessee and the Choctaw in Mississippi had practiced long before the settlers arrived. From father to son, from grandmother to grandson, without label, without price. Then came 1957. The Department of Defense signed a contract with the chemical industry. DET, synthesized in laboratories since 1944, became the official standard in the United States. And in 2005, ironically, it was the USDA itself that confirmed what the old folks in the countryside already knew. The compounds calicarpinol and intermediol, isolated from the leaves of the American beautyberry, have proven repellent activity against Aedes aegypti and Anopheles stevensii, the two mosquitoes responsible for dengue and malaria. The difference? They cost $0 if you know where to look. And you know what's even more absurd? In 2001, researchers at Iowa State University tested catnip, Nepeta cataria, the plant that drives cats crazy. They presented the results at the annual convention of the American Chemical Society. Nepetalactone, the essential oil that gives the plant its characteristic smell, repels mosquitoes 10 times more effectively than DET at the same concentration. 10 times. So why has it never become a shelf product at Target or Walgreens? Why isn't it right next to off and cutter? Because catnip grows in everyone's backyard. Milwaukee, in Asheville, in Portland. You can't patent a native plant. You can't charge for it. DET has an industrial process, a profit margin, and lobbying in Washington. Catnip has none of that. The research was published. Iowa State didn't receive funding from anyone to scale up the results. And life went on. The mechanism is precise. Nepetalactone is lipophilic. It binds to the mosquito's olfactory receptors and blocks the detection of CO2, the gas your body releases that serves as a compass for the insect to find you. In other words, you become invisible. A study published in Nature Scientific Reports in 2024 replicated the experiment and confirmed concentrations of just 2% catnip oil maintain protection above 70% for up to 4 hours. In the Southwest, the same logic is repeated. California sagebrush, Artemisia californica, grew all along the Californian coast. The Chumash and Tongva burned the dry branches in their camps. The smudge repelled mosquitoes and horseflies at the same time. Further inland, in New Mexico and Utah, the Navajo and Ute nations rubbed western mugwort, Artemisia ludoviciana, directly on their skin. Two distinct peoples, two distinct states. Same plant, same result. Compounds of camphor and thujone that disrupt the insect's sensory receptors before it gets within a meter of you. Start with the most accessible one. You will need 15 to 20 fresh American beautyberry leaves, found on trails along the Gulf Coast, Florida, Texas, Georgia, or purchased as an ornamental plant from nurseries for $8 to $12. One mason jar, 250 milliliters with lid. 1 cup of 70% isopropyl alcohol, less than $3 at CVS or Walgreens. 1 small spray bottle. Step 1. Crush the leaves with your hands. Do not cut them with scissors. It has to be done in the palm of your hand, with pressure, until you smell the strong, green, slightly bitter aroma. This breaks the cells and releases the calicarpanal. Step 2. Place the crushed leaves inside the kanchi, mason jar, and completely cover with alcohol. Close and leave in a dark place for 48 hours. Room temperature. Do not refrigerate. Step 3. Strain with a cotton cloth or coffee filter. Press firmly to extract as much as possible. Step 4. Transfer to a spray bottle. It's ready. Total cost, less than $4. $0 if you harvested the plant on the trail. The secret most people don't know. The warmth of your palms accelerates cell rupture and releases more oil than any tool. It's the same reason why old-time farmers never used knives or scissors. Only their hands, to preserve. Store in a cool, dark place. Lasts up to 3 weeks. Want more time? Replace half the alcohol with witch hazel, found in any American drugstore for less than $4. Variation with catnip. Same recipe, 10 fresh catnip sprigs instead of beautyberry. More minty scent. Superior effectiveness on paper, according to Iowa State. If you want to boost it, you can add lavender, 5 to 7 drops of essential oil, enhances repellency, and also works against ticks. Perfect for trails in the Blue Ridge Mountains or Olympic National Park in Northwest Washington. Eucalyptus lemon oil, 3 to 5 drops. The only essential oil officially registered by the EPA as an effective repellent. The CDC recognizes it as a direct alternative to DEET. This tree grows throughout Southern California. Pennyroyal, 1 teaspoon of dried leaves, a plant native to the Appalachians, used by settlers and Cherokee for centuries. Contains polygon compounds with proven activity against mosquitoes and stable flies. Caution: do not use if pregnant. Citronella and lemongrass, 2 teaspoons of crushed stem, the most famous of the 9. It grows easily in the humid climate of Florida, Texas, and all along the Gulf Coast. Citronella confuses the mosquito's temperature receptors before contact. Rosemary, 2 teaspoons of the leaves, 1,8 cineol, and borneol, compounds tested by the USDA itself against Aedes aegypti. It grows in any American backyard, from Maine to Arizona. Why don't REI, Bass Pro Shops, and Walmart teach this? Because the repellent market in the United States is worth close to $500 million a year. Each can of off or cutter costs $8 to $14. The American beautyberry grows freely in the state parks of Florida and Texas. The numbers don't add up for them, and that's exactly why this knowledge has never reached you through normal channels. How to fee. Use in the field. Apply to exposed areas of skin, arms, neck, ankles. Reapply every 2 hours during intense activity. Best performance at dawn and dusk. Peak activity times for Aedes and Culex mosquitoes. Works in the Everglades, Louisiana Bayou, Great Dismal Swamp, along the banks of the Tennessee River, and at Boundary Waters campgrounds in Minnesota. Do not apply over sunscreen. This dilutes the active compounds by up to 50%. Apply natural repellent first. Wait 5 minutes. Then apply sunscreen. Think about your next hike in Shenandoah, your next fishing trip in Okefenokee Swamp, or your next backyard barbecue in July. While everyone else rushes to their cars to get their $12 spray and smells like chemicals all day, you apply a $4 extract you made yourself with plants that grow freely in the American wilderness. In less than 10 minutes of preparation, it provides protection for 2 to 3 hours. Your friends will ask what you used. You decide whether to tell them. 9 plants: American beautyberry, catnip, California sagebrush, western mugwort, lavender, lemon eucalyptus, pennyroyal, citronella, and rosemary. All scientifically based, all within your reach. Some are free in your backyard, others cost less than $5 at any nursery in the United States. The USDA tested it. Iowa State published it. The American Chemical Society presented the data. And the chemical industry continued to profit as if nothing had happened, betting that you would never discover what the old folks in the Deep South, the Cherokee of Tennessee, and the Chumash of California had always known. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video.